안녕하세요 여러분, K Water Bottle here again. So it has been a long time since I posted the last video, right? Well, in my defense, our school semester just started and I really had a bad cold. So, sorry. Anyways, today I wanted to introduce you some Korean idioms that relates to body parts. So, it's not that complicated thing. It's like the English expression hand it over. It means to give something to, right? But hand, the body part, is used as a verb. We have a large amount of this kind of body part related idiom in Korean, so I'm going to introduce really easy and basic stuff we use in actual life. Of course, there are some hard ones to comprehend, but on this video, I'm going to focus on really basic stuff. So don't worry. So let's start with body, the head. The first expression is 머리가 크다, which translates to head is big. So what does this mean? Of course, it means someone is smart. It's really the same thing with big brained or something like that. So as you can see, most of these idioms are very similar to English ones. For example, 머리를 맞대다, which translates to put heads together. And it means to cooperate in Korean too. And don't mind the two O's, it's a typo, I know it's wrong. Let's move on, okay? The next one is 머리가 굳다. 굳다 is to be hardened, so 머리가 굳다 translates to head is hardened, and it means can't think creative or dumbed down. And we also have 머리가 굵다, which translates to head is thick. It means think like an adult or being mature. And speaking of 굵다, being thick, let's move on to face, 얼굴, because the first one is 얼굴이 두껍다. This also translates to the face is thick, and it means being shameless or feels no shame. In the same matter, we have a word, 철면피, which translates to steel-faced leather. It also means being shameless or feels no shame, or the person who's being shameless. And the next one is 얼굴이 뜨겁다, which translates to face is hot. Well, this one is really easy to guess, right? Yes, it means being embarrassed. The last idiom for 얼굴, face, is 얼굴이 반쪽이 되다, which means face becomes half. While this obviously means to be thinner, it's more used in situations like when someone is sick, so he got thinner. Now let's move on to 눈, eye. The first one is 눈에 밟히다, which translates to get stepped on an eye. And this idiom means see something so often that you can't forget about it, or you keep thinking about it. Also, here's another expression relating to 눈, 눈에 띄다, which translates to floats on eye. This means something stands out and it catches your eye. Also, we have 눈을 돌리다, which translates to turns eye, and it means to look away. Simple, right? And the last expression for 눈 is 눈이 맞다, which translates to eyes put together. It usually means to see eye to eye, as in to agree with something. But it sometimes means to fall in love with each other, so you really have to be careful about the context. Now, let's move on to 귀, ear. The first expression is 귀가 얇다, which translates to ear is thin, and it means being gullible. With that exact context, we have a word 팔랑귀, which translates to flapping ears, and this describes gullible person. Also, we have expression 귀를 기울이다, which translates to tilt ears, and this means listen carefully. Think of what body reaction do you do when you listen carefully? You tilt your head, right? And this is really a peculiar one. It goes 귀에 못이 박히다, which means being nailed on ears. It's used when you hear something over and over, thus got tired of it. And the last expression for 귀 is 귀가 가렵다. This translates to ear is itchy. And this means feels like someone is talking about me behind my back. Moving on to 코, nose, the first expression is 코가 꿰이다. And then this translates to nose gets pierced. And this means get something on others, as in weak points getting known by others. So this one is very interesting one. 코 묻은 돈. It translates to money with boogers on it. Nose and boogers are both 코 in Korean, and it means children's money. Because children's have runny nose all the time. I don't know, it's like, just understand it like that. The next one is 코가 높다, which translates to nose is high, as in like having a steep nose. And this means someone is being narcissistic. Moving on to 입, mouth, the first expression is 입을 맞추다, which translates to put mouth together. While it means to put words together in advance, it sometimes means to kiss. Also, this is a pretty common one, 입이 무겁다, which translates to mouth is heavy, and it means keeps secret very well or doesn't talk a lot. So in the same matter, there's an opposite one, 입이 가볍다. Obviously, it translates to mouth is light, and this means doesn't keep secret or talks a lot. Moving on, 입이 짧다, which translates to mouth is short. And this is used when person doesn't eat a lot or eats only what one wants. Also, the last expression about 입 is 입을 막다, which translates to block mouth. And obviously, it means to cover up something by making people stop talking about it. And now let's move on to hand. 손. 손에 땀을 쥐다 translates to grab sweat on hand, and this means to be nervous or feel intense. And there's an expression 손이 맵다, which translates to hand is spicy, and it's the same expression in English, have a spicy hand when slapping or hitting someone. Now we have 손이 크다, which translates to hand is big, and this means being generous or spends money well on others. And the last expression about 손 is 손에 익다, which translates to get ripened on hand, and this means to get used to something. Finally, the last body part we're going to look into, 발, foot. The first expression is 발을 구르다, which means to roll feet, and this means to stamp in hurry or in haste. The last but not the least, 발이 넓다, which translates to foot is broad, and this means knows a lot of people, as in having good and rich social circle. Thanks for watching it through the end. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm going to update this video with more hard and complicated idioms within next or the week after, okay? Like always, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and leave comments about what you think about this video. Also, we also have a Discord channel with a lot of students who wants to learn Korean, and I'll link it in the comments, so feel free to join. 다음에 봐요.